From India to USA. Once you are there, if you're considering emigrating to the USA, it's essential to understand the difficulties for USA immigration in the case of Indian immigrants. In a future video we will analyze the distribution of Indian citizen groups across the US territory. Subscribe to our channel and leave us a like to be notified of our future publications. In this video we will talk about what challenges do Indian immigrants face when trying to obtain US citizenship? What challenges do Indian immigrants face once in the United States? What strategies do Indian immigrants use to overcome challenges in the asylum process? How does the legal asylum process affect the daily lives of Indian migrants? Let's start. What challenges do Indian immigrants face when trying to obtain US citizenship? Indian immigrants face several significant challenges when trying to obtain US citizenship. Long and complex legal process. The asylum application process can take several years. They must go through a credible fear interview to prove that they would face persecution if they return to India. Wait times for hearings with immigration judges are very long. Bureaucratic barriers. The US immigration system is antiquated and in need of urgent reform. Delays in visa processing and renewals can lead to legal uncertainty. Integration difficulties. Language barriers complicate obtaining employment and accessing services. They may face discrimination and difficulties in revalidating their professional degrees. Socioeconomic challenges. Many experience difficulties in finding work commensurate with their educational level. Transportation can be an obstacle, especially at first. Mental health issues. The stress of the immigration process and cultural adaptation can lead to psychological problems. Access to mental health services is limited due to cultural and language barriers. Imposter syndrome. They may experience low self-esteem and feelings of guilt for having left their home country. These challenges make the path to US citizenship complex and stressful for many Indian immigrants, requiring perseverance and support throughout the process. What challenges do Indian immigrants face once in the United States? Indian immigrants face several significant challenges once they arrive in the United States. Language barriers. Difficulty speaking and learning English limits their employment and integration opportunities. This can lead to misunderstandings in important situations, such as interactions with the police or medical services. Employment and professional recognition. Many face difficulties finding work commensurate with their educational level. Degrees obtained in India are generally not automatically revalidated in the US. They often have to accept lower skilled jobs, even if they had professional careers in India. Discrimination and cultural adaptation. They may face discrimination based on their ethnic origin or religion. Adapting to a new culture and value system can be challenging. Legal and immigration status issues. Many face lengthy asylum or regularization processes. The risk of deportation is a constant concern, especially for undocumented immigrants. Access to services. They may have difficulty accessing health, education, and other public services due to language or immigration status barriers. Transportation. Obtaining a driver's license can be complicated due to language barriers and documentation requirements. Lack of transportation affects their ability to work and access services. Mental health. The stress of the immigration process, family separation, and adjustment challenges can affect their psychological well-being. These challenges make integration and establishing a new life in the United States a complex and stressful process for many Indian immigrants. What strategies do Indian immigrants use to overcome challenges in the asylum process? Once in the United States, immigrants begin a lengthy legal process to apply for asylum. It most often begins with what US officials call a credible fear interview, in which they must convince authorities that they will face persecution if they return home. This first step is the most important. If the agent deems there is no credible fear, your case will never move forward. That is disastrous. If, on the other hand, he believes the fears are well-founded, the would-be asylum seeker will likely receive a notice to appear before an immigration judge who will consider his claim. The process is lengthy, with wait times of several years, something that has lately become the norm in the US, with no guarantee of a positive outcome. Meanwhile, you will be living in the United States and could be saving money to hire a lawyer. Indian immigrants use a variety of strategies to overcome challenges in the asylum process. Developing social networks, they build support networks with other immigrants and established Indian communities. These networks provide information, resources, and emotional support during the process. Cultural adaptation. They adopt acculturation strategies, such as integration, that allow them to maintain their cultural identity while adjusting to the new society. They learn the local language to improve their employment opportunities and facilitate integration. Seeking psychological support, they recognize the importance of mental health and seek help to deal with migratory grief. They participate in support groups or therapy to manage the stress and anxiety of the process. Strengthening the migratory project, they develop a solid and well-crafted migratory project to facilitate integration. They focus on clear and realistic goals for their new life in the host country. Taking advantage of resources, they use services and programs offered by non-governmental organizations and government agencies. They seek legal advice to navigate the complex asylum system. Skill development, they train in new job skills to improve their employment opportunities. They seek to revalidate their professional degrees when possible. Community participation, they get involved in community activities and volunteering to establish local connections. They participate in cultural events to maintain their identity and share it with the host society. These strategies help Indian immigrants cope with the challenges of the asylum process, promoting their adaptation and well-being in the new environment. In our next video we will talk about, how does discrimination in India affect the decision to immigrate to the United States? How is the journey of Indian immigrants from India to the United States organized? What role do smuggling networks play in Indian migration? What impact does discrimination in India have on the mindset of immigrants? Subscribe to our channel and leave us a like to be notified of our future publications. We are waiting for your visit at our next video. Thank you.